Shalom. Shalom is the brother Mayaka Yahweh of the Lively Stone Camps of Fort Wayne. Here to give you another lesson. This one's about Genesis and the forming the earth. Alright? So this is just going to probably be called Genesis or the earth or something. And I like to start off this lesson by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakak, Dash. Double honors to the elder of the apostles and great millstone, who teach well in the scriptures, to the brothers on the highways and byways. So I say Shalom. Let's get straight into it. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, in the beginning, says God created the heaven and earth, right? But what's that word God? That word God in the ancient Hebrew is Allahayim. Allah meaning power, and Yum making it plural, man. So it's talking about the angels right there, man. And one of the chief angels that was amongst them was so-called Christ. You know, Yahushua, man. That's his real name. He was there in the beginning with the angels, man, forming it. Because how did they get this? You know, the Most High gave them the blueprint to make the earth, man. You know. We're going to get a scripture to prove that as well. Bear with me right quick. Salaki. We're going to get a scripture to prove that, man. This is John, the first chapter. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the powers, and the Word was the power. So, what's that word? That word was so-called Jesus Christ, which is Yahushua, and we're going to prove that right now. John 1:14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, the glory as of only begotten of the Father, and full of grace and truth. So the Most High gave them the blueprint to create the earth, man. You know? Genesis 1:2. And the earth was without form and void. So what's that mean, man? That means it wasn't put together yet. You know? It was still being, you know, it wasn't came together yet. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. That deep, that's talking about space. It was darkness because the light was not created yet. No stars, no anything. And the spirit of the powers moved upon the face of the waters. What's that? The waters. The waters is talking about the moisture, the atmosphere, man. You know, otherwise you would be dehydrated, man. You know. And Yahweh said, Salakia. And the power said, let there be light, and there was light. So that's talking about the elements, man. You know, the elements, they have a light around them, man. You know, when you put under the microscope, they have an aura around it, man. So that's what that's talking about. And the powers saw the light that it was good, and divided the light from the darkness. And the powers called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, that's because light actually doesn't come from the sun. When it's saying, if you look at a picture of the earth, you'll see that it has one side that's lit and one side that's dark. Kind of like if you turn a lamp on. If I pull the cord on a lamp, you will see that it has the top part where the light is at and at the bottom. And that's the same way with the earth. And they proved that when they went on that Apollo ship, man. You know? When they went on that Apollo ship, you could see the earth was like that. And mind you, the sun was not made just yet. You know, that's a little bit later. You know. And the first day, So it's talking about evening and the morning were the first day. How long is a day? We're going to see, man. Hold on. I'm going to get that scripture to prove that that day is actually talking about 1,000 years, man. You know? A day to the Lord is 1,000 years, man. I mean, a day, well, I meant to say, I'm just going to let the scripture speak for itself, okay? That way I can get to understand. Hold on. Bear with me while I get this, scripture, man. This is, 2 Peter 3 and 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day, man. So when that saying was the first day, it was 1,000 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. And the power said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. That's talking about what the white man will call the so-called ozone layer, man. You know? And when you look at space, when you go in space and when you go in the sea, what do you have to have? You got to have them oxygen tanks. You got to have them suits if you diving into the water, or if you're going into space out of the shuttle, man. You know, because it's the same thing. You see the movements. It's the exact same thing. Well, you know, it's two different waters, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. And the powers made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. So that's talking about space and what we have, the earth, man. It was divided, that ozone layer, man. And Yahweh and the power called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. That's 2,000 years, man. You know. And the power said, let the water under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. You got two different heavens, man. You got the heaven, there's a heaven on earth, and you got the heaven that's in space, man. That's the second heaven, man. And this is where dry land appears, man. Let's go further. Verse 10. And the power is called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And the power saw that it was good. So you got the seas and you got the earth, man. And if you notice, before they used to call it Pangea. You learn about Pangea when you go to school. When you look at how it's separated now, you'll see that the pieces of the earth will fit together like a puzzle, man. You know? Verse 11. And the power said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. You know,